I'll have a closer look at one of the coolest travel rods I ever reviewed. As you can see, it has 5 sections, meaning transportation will be a breeze, but given 5 sections, the performance is really fantastic. And also, it's not very expensive either. To be precise, this is a rod from Handing called Travel. I guess before talking about the rod itself, let me quickly show you the bag this rod comes in. So, as you can see, it's very well padded, kind of neoprene case, like with 5 sections. It has, section, different size for each section of the rod. So yeah, very well done. I like this approach. Okay, let's go back onto the rod now. So transportation length of this particular model is about like 45 centimeters more or less. And let's start with a butt section. I will move everything out of the shot and let's start here. So it has a split and cork bits, decent size, for a decent grip. And you will see the end is made out of composite, that is rubber and cork, meaning it won't be slippery but still very, very durable. I like, this approach a lot because meaning this is soft as well, so when you will be putting your rod like somewhere in the boat, for example, in early mornings fishing, it won't produce any sounds and things like that. Then split section, short one, and it has a hook keeper here. Actually, this will be the first rod I ever seen, lure rod, that has a hook keeper just here. So I'm not a big fan of hook keeper. This one is hidden out of the way. Great approach, in my opinion. And the cork itself, it's very high quality, as you can see. It does not have any imperfections. So yeah, budget rod. Good quality cork still. Then this section, and you will see some kind of burnt in writing saying travel. Cool. Now we got a reel seat. Again, a reel seat is not a Fuji, but it says something like, I not too certain, Gyro maybe. And yeah, I mean, it looks like, actually, it looks better than Fuji. I mean, it's like very slim. The plastic itself, it's just like, like high quality plastic, like very nice to touch. And it's shaped very well. I had a rod, I believe, with this exact a reel seat with like very slim profile of this spike, and it felt fantastic. And then screw bit actually is very basic and it has foam insert here. Again, no sharp edges. This is very, very important, and I always like to see that, on lure rods. Sometimes, manufacturers would go like nuts and would add like sharp edges, like all like drilling like holes and stuff that do look great, but when you fish with it, you put finger on it, it's just not pleasant. In here you have foam and no sharp edges. So yeah, simple and good. And also you will see on this foam engraved as well, travel. That's insane for a budget rod. So yeah, first joint here, and you will see it has this tiny little arrow just to align the sections. Again, often you will see kind of lines or dots, or this has an arrow, which is great, and the arrow is quite close to the end, which is also a bonus because it will be easier to align. So yeah, that's the butt section. Let's grab the first section of the blank itself, and simple deal, joint, and we have that again little arrow here, hope you can see it, and yellow bit saying the model C665MH, and some info, power medium, heavy, action fast. We'll come to that a little bit later. We have some writing saying travel here, casting rating from 10 to 28. Again, we'll come to that a little bit later. Lines from 10 to 20 pounds. And yeah, crossed carbon effect just here. And then we got first guide. That's a C guide. I hope you can see it. It has like S on this leg. And you will see that guide is kind of, it has decent size, but not too big. Kind of insert, but kind of legs are a little bit longer on this bait casting version at least. And yeah, I like to see these kind of guides, meaning, that small lures, when using small lures, line will be a little bit elevated from the blank and won't stick during the rain, let's say. So yeah, another joint with an arrow here. Okay, let's grab another section, simple joint here, arrow, another guide, another arrow. Let's grab another section, simple deal, arrow, that's the first guide on single leg, another guide on single leg, again arrow, and then let's grab the tip. At the start I was thinking these rods will have like a solid tips, but no, actually I'm not too certain if you can pick it up but on camera, but it's a hollow tip, meaning kind of better sensitivity and better recovery times. Again, arrow, guides, going smaller, and last guide is quite small, but not, well balanced for this blank. I like it. And obviously it have this anti-tangle frame, really good to see that. So yeah, we looked at the sections and let's count how many guides. We got 4 on the tip, we got 2 on this section, so 6, 7, 8 guides. So 8 guides on this length of the rod is, I would say, pretty average. I would maybe like to see 1 extra guide, but again, it's not a big deal. Guides are nicely spaced for sure on the tip, where it's, crucial. Here they are spaced very nicely. So yeah, it looks kind of basic, but performance and kind of how this blank feels and rod in general is just fantastic. You would not believe that this rod feels like that, and it has like 5 sections. I was just, when I put all the sections together, thinking, wait, it has no right to feel as it does, But let's take a weight now of this rod. It won't be the lightest of the rods, because it's not, it won't use the kind of best available carbon because of the price tip. As you can see, section 68 grams. Okay, let's see if we can put all the sections in one go. Usually, it's a problem when it comes to aligning the guides. Now I have different problems when it comes to having enough space. So 102. So 106 grams. So it's not too bad at all for, 5 section rod, meaning that overlays of carbon will be, like 3 times more, than 2 section rod or something like that. So yeah, not too bad at all. And now when it comes to the action and the recovery times and, balance and so on. So this rod has a fast action, but most of the blank actually kind of, not most, but I would say for this particular model, let's say half of the blank would bend, meaning, that you can use lighter lines and still land big fish. Usually on travel rods, you will get like sensitive tip, but then quite stiff, middle of the rod. This one kind of bends more, which is fantastic. I really like the action on this rod. And then recovery times as well are quite good. I was impressed, it's only using 30-ton carbon. I was thinking, it will be a little bit sloppy given, that it's 5 section rod, but no, recovery times actually are really, really great. I was impressed. So yeah, what's not to like? Fast action, or somewhere between like medium fast and fast. Blank itself bends, but recovers very, very quickly. So price to performance, is just insane. And in a travel rod, you will be very, very happy with how this rod feels and performs. Now, when it comes to the reel needed for this particular rod, since I got a bait casting version, usually bait casters are not, as important to have the balance just exactly right. In here, I would say like from 190 to like 210 grams reel will be ideal with this rod or this model, as they say, C665MH. if you would go with spinning version of this same blank, I would say 200 grams, like 190 again, 200 will be ideal. So yeah, and I'm calling this rod the best probably travel rod for a few reasons really. One, it's not really expensive, or it's a budget rod. Two, see, you won't be using this rod on daily basis. It's a travel rod, and I don't know how often you are traveling, but let's say average person would be traveling, I don't know, 3 times a year or something, and you don't want to invest a lot of money in a travel rod, you know, that you won't be using on daily basis. Therefore, you know, to have something that is affordable is very, very important in my book. And, you know, thirdly, that relates to previous two, performance is really great for the price, and given, you know, that it's 5-section rod, performance is really fantastic. So yeah, I would say if you are looking for a travel rod, check this one out. You'll be very, very impressed how it feels and performs and so on. And obviously, if you will decide to buy this rod, I will leave a link in the description below. Check it out. And obviously, before pulling the trigger, read the reviews from other anglers just to see, you know, if those reviews do align with my findings. But I'm pretty certain they will, because, you know, if someone tested or had a proper look at this rod, I can't see they wouldn't be impressed, especially for this price. It goes like way, way above, you know, the price range, how it feels like and performs like. So yeah, I guess I covered everything. Thanks for watching, and again, check out those links. But that's it. Over and out.